Hi, it's Linda here from Homelea Bliss, and I'm going to show you how to turn your skein of Homelea Bliss into a ball so it's ready to crochet with using a yarn swift, which is one of these things. So these are a great way of holding the skein of yarn while you roll it into a ball. So you don't need to use a swift, you can just lie it on your lap or on a table or on the floor and do it that way, but the swift does make it just a little bit easier. So what to do? So grab your skein. You will need some scissors as well, so grab some of those. Skein and then unroll it. So it's in a big loop like that. And then open out your swift like that and drape your skein over it like this, and you might find that you need to adjust the size of the swift, how open it is, and you do that by just, there's a adjustment thing that goes up and down the bottom, and you just loosen that off and either take it up or down, and that didn't really work. So if you don't open it up far enough, just drape it over and then go back and adjust. So just put it through that center section. Cool. Okay, so that can go up a bit further. So we want it sitting nice and firmly in the center, in the middle there. So like that. Cool. Okay, so you'll find that your skein, when it's like this, it's been joined, so there's yarn wrapped around it in 3 places. What I do is I just go around, and so you just cut them near where the knot is on them and just pull them off. So 2 of them on the Homelea Bliss are just bits of yarn that have been wrapped around it just to hold the yarn together, so it doesn't end up in a big mess. And then the other one, like here, is the ends of the yarn have been just knotted together, and you can either just snip that off, or if you're super duper keen, just pull it apart. Pull the knot apart. So just unwind that like that. Cool, okay. So you'll have 2 ends. And I like to work from the end that's on the outside of the skein. So that's this one. And I just go around and just check that the yarn is coming off nice and freely. Yep, that's good. So just pull a bit off like that. Okay, so to start making the ball of yarn, so I grab the yarn in my hand like that, and then I wrap it around about 4 times. So slide that off the hand and hold it that way, and then do about 2 wraps around the middle and fold that in half. So that gives us something that's a bit like a ball. So we can just start winding around that. And pull a bit more yarn off the swift just onto your lap. And just wind it, just keep winding around and around and around. So I love Homelea Bliss because it's made from merino wool, which feels the yarn, how it's made and the fibre it's made from is just so soft and squishy and beautiful. And you might find in your Homelea Bliss there's a little bit of vegetable matter, and I love that because it's that link back to the sheep that grew the wool and where it was growing and what the sheep was actually eating, because that's what it is, it's bits of grass. So you can either leave the vegetable matter in, or as you go through and you see a bit, just pull it out and pop it in the bin. So Homelea Bliss, the merino wool it's made from is grown in Australia. It's grown in Victoria and New South Wales. And then the fibre, the wool is scoured in Victoria and then it's dyed and spun in New South Wales. And the way it's made and spun, it means that it's plied lots and lots of time, which gives the fibres a nice twist. It also means that it's nice and soft and squishy. But because it's plied and plied and plied, it doesn't fluff a lot, which means that you can actually use this yarn and whatever you make with it over and over again, and you don't end up covered in fluff or fluff all through your house, which is wonderful. So yeah, just keep doing this. And as you get to near the end of your skein, you might find that this gets a bit loose. So if it does, just slide the adjuster up just to keep it nice and tight. And we're getting close to being finished. This is a good job to do while you're watching TV or listening to a podcast. And there we go, we've made it to the end. So do that with all of your skeins of Homelea Bliss, and then you're ready to crochet a chunky blanket.